Hey guys, it's Sam here and welcome back to a sit down video. I haven't done one of these for quite a bit of time now, and yeah, I'm doing it because yesterday I witnessed something that I've never seen in my life and I probably will never see again. Liverpool beat United 5-0 at Old Trafford. Not in a friendly, in the Premier League. What? Like, how? I don't understand what just happened. Look, I don't know what happened yesterday. I am still fairly certain I'm in a coma somewhere and this is just all a dream. Because it just feels like it, because the way they defended, the way that, let's start off. United were shit. They weren't in the game from minute one. We did everything 10 times, 20 times better than them. I mean, they even tried to play at our own game by pressing. Man United never press. So why did they think it would be a good idea to press a team that are arguably the masters at it, because we have Jurgen Klopp, who has emulated the press to a whole nother level? Why would you go toe to toe with that? When you've never done it, you can't do it. One, you don't have the runners for it, because Ronaldo doesn't run, Bruno doesn't run. The only way the press works is if everyone does it. You've already got two players that aren't going to do it. They might half-hat sometimes. Most of the time, they ain't going to run. They don't do the running. So why are you trying to press when two players aren't going to do it? That's a sign of an incompetent, deluded, and fucking shit manager. How Ollie has been Man United manager for this long, I don't know. He's shit. He is the worst Man United manager I have seen in my lifetime, and they have had David Moyes. We bloody called out and called David Moyes a football genius. Like, and he's better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Easily. Look what he's doing with West Ham. That's proof. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can't do anything right at the minute because he doesn't have a backbone. The truth is, he doesn't have a backbone. He doesn't have a spine. If he's not going to shout at players, he's not going to demand play. You look at Jurgen Klopp on the touchline, 3, 4, 5-0 up, he is still screaming at his players if they don't do the basics right. He's still screaming at his players if we're not pressing. If the opposition are getting too many chances, he will scream at the defenders. He will scream no matter what the scoreline is. Man United yesterday, we were 4-0 up at half time. At the end of the game, Jurgen Klopp was like, well, no, we were 4-0 up, but we weren't doing the basics right, and basically said he wasn't happy with the way that we sort of lost our heads a bit and lost the game, like the game plan. So that's a sign of a top manager. When it goes well, he's still demanding that we don't take the foot off the gas. Ollie won't do that because, sorry, he's coaching Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, Varane. These are players that if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer shouts at them, they'll turn around and, who are you? Like, he might be a Man United legend. He may have played for Man United. Half of his time he was sat on the bench. But also, it's the only reason he's in the job in the first place. Because he used to play for Man United. His CV is relegating Cardiff and managing Mulder. How, in centuries, does that get you the Man United job? Because he used to play for him. That's it. That's all it is. If your CV is relegating Cardiff and managing Mulder, and you try and apply for the Man United job, you're getting laughed at. They'll be like, fuck off. You think you're fit to manage Man United? What? Because he used to play for him. He knows the club. He might know the club as a player. He doesn't know how to manage it. He's shit. We've been saying everyone out of Man United can see he is shit. There are still Man United fans out there that defend him. Stop. Just stop. I don't give a shit he's a legend. That goes out the window the minute he starts managing. We would do the same if, and only if, which will probably happen, Steven Gerrard comes. We did it with Kenny Dalglish, or at least I did. He came in. Obviously I wasn't born when he first managed Liverpool, but he came back in 2011 and took charge of the 2010-11 season at the end, and then got a full season in the 11-12 season. We won the League Cup, got to an FA Cup final. League performances weren't great. I didn't want him sat there because I didn't think it was fair, considering we made 2 finals and won 1. But the league performances weren't good, and there were times where I was like, I don't think this is working. You know, I'm not going to defend a guy that quite clearly isn't good in the job just because he used to play for you. You can criticise professionals. You can criticise legends that used to play for you if they come back as a manager. Because you can criticise managers. Ollie is not a good manager. The reason he has only managed Cardiff and Mulder. Then he gets the United job. Yes, it goes well, but that is because it was very toxic under Mourinho. Mourinho made it toxic, so it's very easy for anyone to just come in and go, this group of players is actually alright. Like, they're miles better than what they're performing. All we have to do is show them love. He's too buddy with them. He thinks they're, he thinks he's their mate. He wants to hang out with them. He wants to just be buddy with all of them. But you have to have a spine. It's alright being nice. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp is nice with the team. But when it matters, you have to have a spine. You have to have a backbone. The fact he consistently plays with McTominay and Fred blows my mind. They're shit. They're dog. United fans may agree, they might not. But what I see in McTominay and Fred is shit. Fred doesn't get anywhere near Brazil's midfield. Should say a lot. McTominay had to pick Scotland over England because he knew he was never getting in the England squad. He knew he was never getting in England's midfield because he's shit. So he had to pick Scotland. Because it was the only way he was going to play international football. He is shit. They are shit. Yet, you keep playing them. You have Pogba starting on the bench, Sancho on the bench, Donny van de Beek on the bench, Cavani on the bench. That bench is strong. Sancho never got a kick. Donny van de Beek never got a kick, but we expect that because for whatever reason, Donny van de Beek joined United as a very promising young player, and since he joined, he's just warmed the bench. How the fuck can you do that to somebody of the quality of Donny van de Beek? You are a fucking knob. I don't understand. If I was a Holland fan, I'd be pissed. Because I'd be like, Donny, he could be the next generation of our midfield. He's quality. but he's not going to get picked for Holland because he's not playing. What? Hello? And if he thinks he can do what he's done with Donny van de Beek with Sancho, then he can seriously fuck off. Because that's not happening. If he thinks Jadon Sancho's just going to accept constantly just sat there on the bench, barely getting minutes, he will quickly turn and go, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Because he can do that. Donny van de Beek probably can't. Because, you know, he's not a level of Jadon Sancho. But Jadon's not just going to be happy at Man United sitting on the bench. He may have been like, oh, it's a dream move, but who gives a shit? If he's not playing, someone comes in for him, he's going, fuck off, I want to go there, because I'm going to play there. Or he's going to think, can we get this manager out? Because there's many managers out there, Conte, Zidane, I mean, fuck it, Eddie Howe would do a much better job than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Eddie Howe's a much better manager. I rate Eddie Howe very, very highly. For some reason, he's been left in the dark since he left Bournemouth. He's just been left in the dark, and he is a top manager. I love Eddie Howe, and I genuinely believe, like, look what he did with Bournemouth. Bournemouth had very little money. No one thought they'd ever get in the Premier League. They got in the Premier League. They spent more years in the Premier League than anyone thought was possible. In the end, the fact that they had a lack of money fucked him. If Eddie Howe goes to a place where he has money, bro, you will see how good he is. He's a better manager than Ole, so why not take it? Because you've just lost 5-0 at home to your biggest rivals, who, by the way, don't have a very good record against United, especially don't have a good record at Old Trafford. We only won twice at Old Trafford in the last 10 years. And that was the season we nearly won the league, 13-14, when we beat them 3-0. And last season when we beat them 4-2. Even though we don't win a lot at Old Trafford, when we do, it seems to be pretty high. 4-1, 3-0. 4-2, 5-0. It's like, when we do win at Old Trafford, it's very, like, it's not tight at all. Now, honestly, for me, as a Liverpool fan, I loved yesterday. But I keep thinking back, you've got Fergie in the crowd, your best ever manager, one that literally tore my childhood to pieces because I was constantly seeing United dominate, being like, fuck off, I want to be like that, I want that, quit it. I genuinely felt relief when he said he was retiring, because finally the dominance is going to be done. We're good. Fergie's gone. But I didn't think it'd get this bad. A United fans would be, well, he took us, you know, to third to second. That's progress. You're Man United. When did Man United say third to second was progress? I'm sorry. How many times do you say you're better than us? Arguably the biggest club in the world. You're not even the biggest club in England anymore. You've been taken over by Man City and Liverpool. That's how low you've sunk. You need a manager like Zidane or Conte to go, fuck off. We're Man United. We're still bigger than you. Get out of here. We'll show you. Because right now, you've won jack shit since 2017. You're going 10 years without a league title. You can't let that continue. Only ask us. The longer it went on, the harder it got to win it. We've seen it all. You're looking at Liverpool. I know you don't like us, But the best possible way to understand what you need to do is you look at Liverpool. We'd gone 30 years without a league title. We'd gone challenging, which you challenged last season, we can say. It's very much like Liverpool. You've turned into Liverpool, where occasionally you'll get a challenge in, and you've got some good players here and there. You think you're good, you think you're great, but then reality kicks in and you get slapped and you go, shit, we're not good, we're not great, we're actually a piss take. There's a reason you sit, I think 7th right now. Could be lower, but I think it's 7th. You still believe in progress, yeah? It's October, almost November. You can't say it's the start of the season anymore. This is where the season starts to take shape. You start to see where teams are going to be, roughly. Man United are 7th. You have the shittest manager in the league right now. Actually, probably Daniel Farke still is the shittest manager, but you're not far off. And I don't really know where... I don't know how Man United fans, after seeing that, can honestly still say Ollie is the man for the job. Did you hear what we were singing? We bantered Ollie and we bantered you. That is a sign that it's going wrong. I even put on Instagram I wanted Ollie to stay. Imagine your biggest rivals wanting your manager to stay. That is a sign not good. Not good. Because we did the same with David Moyes. He ended up getting sacked. And you were like, those times were shit. We were awful. Sorry to say, David Moyes was a better manager than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. But one thing I do want to say is I want to more touch on our performance, because I've given my rant about Man United, but I actually want to talk about our performance, because we weren't particularly great. We were good, we were very good, but we weren't at our best. You know, there were sloppy play in there, and at times it did look a little bit pretty cagey and just didn't look great in a way. And if Man United actually had a better manager or tried a bit harder, looked better, they could have caused us some real problems. Because when they went forward, they did look dangerous. But it was that final third, it was that last bit of chance. You know, before it went 1-0, Bruno has a brilliant chance to make it 1-0 to United, and he skies it. It's honestly, like, I just watched it then. He's so free. And then, about a minute, 2 minutes later, we've gone down the other end. It's 1-0 Liverpool. From that minute, when we went 1-0 up, it just looks like it just looks like the heads are gone from then. It's 1-0, you're at home, in a massive game, the biggest game of the season. Honestly, like, the defending's awful. I've never seen Man United defend like that. Honestly, if we were at our best, it could have been no joke, could have been 8, 9, 10 nil if we were at our best. Even though we weren't at our best, it still could have been 7, 8 nil. It was awful. It was literal men against boys. Man United fans booed them off at half time. Man United fans started leaving with like still 30 minutes to go. And it wasn't just a couple, they actually panned, on Sky they actually panned to outside the ground. There were hundreds of people leaving. Hundreds. How does that give you any confidence in the manager? How? Because yes, the players have to take some of it, but if you're genuinely going to point it at the players, then the players aren't playing for him. He's lost the dressing room. If you're looking at the players, you have to look at the manager, because you've still got the obvious Ronaldo trying. At least when he has the ball, he's not going to do the running, but going forward he was always looking, always trying to create. So you had that, but it's like, what are you doing? Like, honestly, I'm just gonna go into an even bigger rant, and I don't even want to, because it's fucking joyful to see them shit. Fucking, you know how we bloody feel. But it's about time that Man United got a taste of their own medicine, because this is what it feels like to be dominated, to go into big games and just be like, we're fucked. Like, it's what it feels like. It was every time going into Man United games as a kid, it didn't feel like there was hope. I was like, look at them, they've got the best manager in the world, they've got brilliant players. Well, we win, it'll be a bloody miracle. There's a reason we don't have a great record against Man United. Because most of the time, they fucking win. But under Ollie, he's just so bad. Like, I don't know. Okay. Go back to the performance. Mo Salah bags a hat-trick. Obviously. Best player in the world. And when you defend like that, he's going to annihilate you. So, they shot themselves in the foot with defending like that. Naby Keita scores as well. And Diogo Jota. Ballers. Now, the unfortunate part is the fact that we did have 2 injuries yesterday with Milner and Naby Keita. Milner was, Jurgen Klopp said, a hamstring. Unsure on that. It could just be pulled, it could just be tight, could just be the fact that, you know, he's 36 now, I think, and he's played quite a few games for us. So it could just be that, you know, the muscles are fatiguing a bit, and like he might just felt a bit of his hamstring. He could maybe be a week, 2 weeks, who knows, we'll see in the week. Naby Keita also, don't know. He was stretchered off after the horrible challenge from Paul Pogba. It's a blatant red. I don't know how there were fans saying that it wasn't a red. Like, you're clouded by the fact, you're clouded with your hatred for Liverpool, that's what it is, and you've got your Man United cap on, because it's a blatant red. And Ronaldo was lucky as well. He's lucky he kicked the bloody ball right at the end of the half. He kicks Curtis Jones. He's lucky he's kicked the ball into Jones, which is why he got a yellow. If he'd kicked Curtis Jones, he would have been off. But there was intent. So there was the intent to kick him. So his head had gone. From that minute on, his head gone. It was like, yeah, United are fucked. United were fucked anyway. It was 3-0 at that point. And then we, in the remainder of the added in time, we go down the other end and make it 4. Like, the biggest unsung hero for me, yet again, is Bobby Firmino. Outside of Liverpool, he doesn't get the plaudits because he's the so-called striker, doesn't score goals. Bobby Firmino's not a striker. I've said this before, he's not a striker. When we signed him as a cam, an attacking midfielder. Jurgen Klopp came in, diverted to the 4-3-3 false 9 system, and Roberto Firmino is the false 9. He's a centre forward / attacking midfielder. He is not there to score goals. The goals come from the wings. So the wingers, Mane, Salah or Jota, whoever's out wide, are more like the strikers, and you're pretty much playing a 4-3-1-2. Because you've got the 4 at the back, you've got the 3 midfielders, then you've got Firmino, and then Mane and Salah are pretty much the strikers. That's why they score the goals. Firmino doesn't. Firmino's so deep, but it's not just that, you know, it's the way that he presses. He's so good at it. He makes sure that he cuts off the line. Like against United, he cut off the line of a ball to Fred and McTominay. So I don't know who it was, but he had to play it long, and it just went straight to us. That is the sign of a fucking world-class player. He presses well, he does everything for the team, and he's there going, I don't need to score. I don't score goals. I let them do it. I do my job. His job's not there to score goals. His job is there to take defenders away, to leave gaps for Mane and Salah to run into, to score the goals. And he does it brilliantly. But because of that, he doesn't get enough plaudits that he deserves. And he is top. He is top quality. And there's a reason that even if he doesn't score goals, he's still in there. He's still in the team because he is the system. The system doesn't work without someone like Firmino. That is perfectly fine in being in the so-called striker role, but not playing as a striker. And allowing the team and allowing everyone else to get the goals whilst you drag defenders away, you press from the front, is honestly something legendary. This whole team will go down as Liverpool legends, for sure, for the fact that they managed to bring the title back after 30 years, and the fact they managed to win 4 trophies in 13 months, whatever it was, 12, 13 months, which is mental. But there's still, the scary thing is, this team can still get so much better. Like, we still have a thing where if we're 2-0 up, 2 or more goals up, we just stop doing the basics. It's happened so many times, and it is pretty frustrating, because it's like, well, we sort of lose our heads. We sort of think, well, this game's done, and we just don't do the basics right, and we let teams back in the game. We did it against Atletico Madrid. We were 2-0 up, cruising, everything was fine. We let them back in the game. All of a sudden, 1-2, shit, it's 2-2. And we had to go again. we shouldn't have had to do that, because we should still play the same as if it's 0-0 at 2, 3, 4-0 up. Now, we didn't do it as bad as a few games against United, but that's because United were awful. Like, really, really bad. However, my biggest problem is it is another injury concern. Thiago's out, Fabinho's out, Elliott, Keita and Milner. 5 midfielders injured. Fabinho's not meant to be long term, so that's good. It looks as if Elliott is on a massive road to the recovery. He's walking in the pool, he's doing this rehab, so there's potential that he could come back earlier than expected, but there's no pressure. We still think that he'll come back before the end of the season, which is very good. Thiago, we don't have a clue. With that, I did see something that Jurgen Klopp expects him to be within full training, at least within the next week. So there's a potential there. It is worrying if they're out longer. That Curtis Jones has only just come back. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Henderson, I think that's it in the midfield. I think that's all we have left. Now, unless you play Minamino in midfield, or no, honestly, I do think that's it, and maybe you'll play some of the kids. But we have Preston on Wednesday. I'm expecting pretty much probably 11 changes. Who knows, maybe some of them will play. You could probably see Kanate maybe getting a game. It all depends on what squad he wants to play on Saturday against Brighton, because City handled Brighton fairly easily, 4-1 win. We're at home to Brighton on Saturday, and it is going to be tough because Brighton have had a good start to the season, but you saw when Brighton played a top team, they struggled against City, and I just think if we really need to do the same, especially as it's a home game for us. So we need to do the same, and it depends on what squad he wants to put out for there. But I expect Preston, it's a championship team, we are away. We played a pretty weak team away against Norwich in the last round, so I would expect something similar. Probably Divock Origi will start, Minamino, maybe Curtis Jones will start. I'll probably see Oxlade-Chamberlain start. Costas will probably start. Maybe Nat Phillips, possibly Nico Williams as well if he's fit. Kelleher will probably start, so it'll be still pretty good, but I don't see many players that started yesterday playing against Preston. On Wednesday, with a game which I do believe is at 12:30. No, actually I think it's 3. I think it is 3. But anyway, on Saturday, I don't see many players playing Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. That's just asking for trouble. So, yeah, I think I've said all that I want to say on yesterday. It was absolutely crazy, mental. I've never seen that in my life. We probably will never see that again. so it's a very enjoyable thing as a Liverpool fan. I guess as a United fan, it's sort of, at least it's gone. It won't get worse than that, I don't imagine. At least against us anyway, because you've got City coming up in 2 weeks, so but anyway, that's this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked, then leave a like, subscribe if you're new, if you want to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Light it up, light it up.